Hello, friends. Welcome to the pre-show show of the Where'd You Go to High School podcast.
Pre-show show.
Woo! I'm Anna Feckner.
I'm Elaine Brewer.
This is Elaine Brewer, my co-host. And today we're going to be giving you a show just to kind of get to know us as hosts a little bit better. Because I'm sure some people have seen this on their Instagram or Facebook and they're like, who are these chicks?
What's this about?
Yeah, what's their deal? What are they going to do? So today is just to kind of get to know us and get to know a little bit more about the show. And we will be talking about where we went to high school and
So
just a good intro.
this was really brought to me about a year ago. This was all Anna's brain baby. And she came to me and was like, I want to do a podcast and I want it to be called Where Did You Go to High School? And I was like, well, holy shit, that's genius. How is nobody
somebody else
exactly? Yeah. And so I was like, I'm in, let's go. And so Anna, why don't you walk us through? Like, did this come in a dream? How did you come up with it?
Not at all. So I think just like everybody else on, the face of the earth did not even know what a podcast was. Until Serial. No. Until Serial came out. Serial came out and everybody was like, holy shit. And Sarah Koenig and I forgot their station over there, but they
Wait
did.
a minute. You're not going to credit Joe Rogan as the godfather of podcasts.
No.
You're going to say Serial?
Yeah, because that's where everybody, I love Joe. Joe, I love you. I love your show. You're one of the pioneers for sure, but no, that's not where where I got it. And if anybody who knows me personally, I eat, sleep, live, breathe true crime. I listen to it constantly. It used to be cold cases I was more into, previous cases that had happened before, but recently, probably with the Karen Reed trial, is where I found all the podcasters that I listen to now that are doing local crime, like real time. This stuff's happening. Like I'm a dork. I read through so many case files and listen to so many court hearings, but I love it. I absolutely love it. If my head wasn't so far up my ass in my 20s, I should have been a lawyer. But
I missed the same thing.
I missed that boat. But anyways, so that was my original thought. I was like, oh, I'm definitely going to do true crime. However, it's a very saturated genre at the moment as far as podcasts go. I mean, every time you turn around, there's a new true crime podcast. So I was trying to think, okay, well, how can I make it maybe not have my goals and ambitions be to outreach everywhere? Maybe I can keep it local to St. Louis. So then I was thinking, well, then maybe I can do a St. Louis true crime podcast. There were some good options there, but it just didn't click. So then I did like the idea a lot of trying to keep it much more local to St. Louis, have a St. Louis based audience and focus there. And honestly, that's where I'm going to be more comfortable talking anyways. Don't really have ambitions of this going outside St. Louis. I don't really see why it would, but you never know. But then the true crime thing wasn't really sticking with that format. And then I just started thinking, all right, what is St. Louis? To me, what is St. Louis? What encompasses St. Louis? And you can't start thinking about St. Louis without where'd you go to high school? I mean, that's what everybody asks. And then I started thinking of that a little bit more. And I'm like, well, how could we tie that in? And then I was just thinking, one of the things that I love, and I'm sure all of you love so much about St. Louis, is yes, it's a city, but it is a city made up of multiple, just unbelievably different neighborhoods that collectively all come together as one. And the neighborhoods are so unique to each other. The people in each neighborhood are so unique. And I was like, all right, well, I want to get to know the people. And then it was like, all right, we can find, people from each neighborhood, kind of find entrepreneurs in there, how their businesses started, what they're doing currently. And then it all just sort of came together. And I was like, this, Where'd You Go to High School podcast seems like it could get some legs here in St. Louis. So
yeah, and we really
to see what it does.
Spitballed, like I said, for about a year about what we wanted this to be and what we wanted it to look like, and really showcasing St. Louis the amazing people that live here, what people in the community
Yeah.
are doing for the city. And yeah, just a lot of like
And keep it
local pride.
positive, because St. Louis, I feel like we've been getting a bad rap the last couple of years, and it's what we made the number one crime city, I think,
That's
for
east.
like,
That ain't St. Louis.
I know, but the rest of the world doesn't know that.
Right.
So I was like, man, St. Louis is so cool. We have so many amazing people here. Like, I want to focus on the positives. I want to focus on like what people are doing. And as much as I love true crime, I'm like, I don't want to make that the focal point of St. Louis. I want to show St. Louis uniqueness in food and people and neighborhood. And we are two of the most laid back, not buttoned up type of people. I have a mouth like a sailor. I will try to control that while on the air as much as possible, but you will hear it slip. But that's us. So I wanted it to also show who we are, and kind of let us be able to run with it and do our own thing while engaging the audience.
Yeah, and I don't have a potty mouth at all. That's all Anna's. But anyways, yeah, going back to that, I had left St. Louis for about 20 years. And, after being born and raised here and living throughout the country, with my husband being in the military, and we ended up coming back about 5 years ago. And there is something about St. Louis, just like the people, the sense of humor, and it's like, this is the
It's a
only
very
place.
self-deprecating
Yeah,
sense of humor that all St. Louisans seem to have, which
and
is
people
embedded in us.
People did not get that
No,
when I lived other places.
I lived in I moved a few times after high school and during college. I lived in Hawaii for a while, and I lived in Los Angeles, and I can say neither of those places really understood again, like the self-deprecating. They'd be like, why are you saying that about yourself? And I was like, it's funny. It's true. It's true. It's funny and it's true. Yeah, they didn't get it. But St. Louis has its own. We're our own breed, that's for sure. And I'm proud of our own breed. So I wanted to celebrate that in this podcast. And this episode is, again, for everybody in the audience to kind of get to know who we are, like, straight off. A lot of people think that, especially now because we're getting this organized and we're actually getting the podcast together, that I'm like a very type A person. Nothing could be further from the truth. I hear that from people.
Really?
Oh my gosh, nothing could be further from the truth.
Is this like a stranger on the street?
It's people that don't know me. Oh, yeah, until they get to know me.
Is that why you chose me?
Well, yeah, because here, exactly. And it is because I'm going to quote Eminem here. I'm the innovator. Elaine's the levitator. I will come up with the idea, but like, talk to mommy. She's the one that's making it happen over there. Like, I will go to the grocery store with no list. I let my battery go down to almost dead before I plug it in. I don't separate my whites and my colors when I do laundry. Like, that's me. And people are like, wow, really? I never thought. Yeah. I need it to bring it all.
If I'm not organized and have all my ducks in a row and pre-plan and prepare, I'll have an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of how our dynamic is. Plus, we've been best friends forever, since
middle school,
7th grade.
13 years old.
Yep.
Well, let's start there. So, Anna, where did you go to high school?
I went to good old Parkway North.
I'm an expert in this category. So, freshman year, I went to JFK. Then I went to Parkway North.
Mm-hmm.
Then junior year, I went to Parkway Central. And then senior year, I went back.
I forgot about the Parkway Central part. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was an upstanding citizen, and I was just an angel. So that's why I got to experience so many different high schools.
Yeah.
But it makes me an expert.
It does.
Where'd you go to high school?
It does make you an expert.
Yeah.
Which I love.
We met, and, we had those like, I will say Parkway North was where my friend base and my peeps were at. So yeah, we're both, I would say, Parkway North.
Parkway North for sure. And I can't speak to how Parkway North is today. I don't know too many people that are still connected with the school, but you know, so like Parkway North is just one of those schools that I feel like is it's definitely underrated. I don't think people realize like how many great people, not just famous people, but great people in general have come out of that school. You got a lot of well-known names, but we definitely were I don't know the word to use. The not as nice Parkway school, I
You
would
think,
say.
well, that's,
But we had the best people. I will say
yeah,
that. I'll stand behind that all day long.
because out of,
Most salt of the earth, down to earth, best people that like I wouldn't change my high school experience for
yeah.
anything in the world.
And I will say that, like, going to all these high schools, it, like, Parkway North was unique when we were there, and that there were like groups of people, but it wasn't super cliquey. Like, the jocks would hang out with the theater kids, or like the artsy, but like everybody kind of had their common group. But
Great, every grade would like hang
yeah,
out at the
and
time.
that shit,
Yeah,
yeah,
it wasn't like, oh, you're a senior, you have to only hang out. Like I mean, some of my best friends were grades that were younger than us. So,
yeah, everybody was
yeah,
just really like, I don't know, it's really, it was very weird and unique in that everybody commingled with each other, and it wasn't like, oh, well, that's, you
yeah,
know, that's that kind of person, or that's that kind of, like, it was
right.
all very, you know, yeah, like welcoming.
Well, very welcoming, very fun. There was at our time, you could definitely get away with stuff that I don't think you can get away with now.
Do you have a
And
favorite high school story?
like one that pertains to something that couldn't fly today that did
I don't
then,
know,
because
or
I
just
do.
like a favorite like memory, or yeah,
This is how it worked, and I'm not knocking where we went to high school at all, but it was just different. 2003, that's when we graduated. Things were different. So, you know, senior year, you know pretty much what you're doing by second semester. If you're going to college, where you're going to college, if you're accepted, this, that, and the other thing. So, I knew what my next steps were, and I didn't really see the point in going to a lot of the classes, whether I failed them or not. It wasn't going to change what was going to happen in a couple months. So I literally would park my car, my red VW,
memory.
in the teacher's lot, and I would go to both lunches in my radio and TV class, and then I just dip. And nobody
Yeah.
caught on. Nobody asked me
Well, I think
questions.
senior year, like, you kind of got,
Wasn't the whole second semester. It's pretty the end.
yeah.
The ending
Well,
part.
like, I remember having like an elective was like with the attendance ladies. So
Yeah.
I just like steal all the attendance slips and like write
Yeah.
my name on them.
Yep.
And then I had like library, like helper, which
I
I just
remember
like
that.
never should. And then I had like photography. And so I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to Creve Coeur Park and
Yeah.
take
Well, photography was cool.
yeah, but
Mr.
I had these like
Everybody's name.
off-campus electives
Yeah.
that would, it wasn't like I was in AP calculus.
No.
You know, and
No. Again, if I could do it all over again, I would go back and I would do law school, but that is so not where my brain was at the time. I was like, let me skirt by with what I need to pass and to move on.
yeah,
But that's about as much as you're going to get out of me.
that's
Yeah.
true.
But so we are Parkway North kids. Little bit about us. I just said I'm a mother of three. I have three daughters. I'm married to a wonderful husband, Alex Feckner, owner of Advertisers Printing Company. We are about as basic as it gets. Just, you know, three crazy, amazing, but like crazy in the best way, little girls. I stay home with them. I did since my first was born. And then now they're getting to the ages. My youngest is 4. So she's at school 3 days a week. And now my time is freeing up a little bit. So it was perfect to kind of get the show going right now because I got some time freeing up, and I need something of my own to focus on, not just the monotony of day in, day out at home.
It's me time.
It's me time.
Me time,
Podcast
baby.
time.
Yeah. And let's see. I didn't know we were going to do the whole, backstory.
Oh, it wasn't big.
Okay.
I just said a little bit.
Yeah,
Just who I am.
I'm a boy mom. I have 2 boys, 7 and 15,
That's
almost
insane.
16. Hockey mom. That's kind of what we do primarily. And we were a military family for 20 years. My husband was in the Navy. My real job is I work for veteran organizations with veteran mental health and wellness. I'm a coach working with veterans with psychedelic therapies.
It's pretty awesome. Elaine does amazing
Not
work.
recreationally. This is very intentional use that is
Therapeutic.
supervised and therapeutic. Yes. And super happy to do this little project. Anyways, so yeah, that was the origin story of where'd you go to high school. So every episode, me and Anna, we really bonded over our love of movies. When we had our first sleepover in middle school, we bonded over our love of the cutting edge. So
if you all know that movie,
you know.
if you know, you know, and if you don't, then you need to order that on Prime.
You better learn
pronto.
But then we kind of started doing, we just had a very eclectic taste in movies.
Not your typical 13-year-olds. We would do mafia movie Saturdays, and we would rent Goodfellas and Casino
Bronx
Tale and Sopranos and
and we had a love for SNL and comedy. And we really liked the show Inside the Actors Studio with James Lipton. And we loved the final questionnaire that he would ask his guests. So we decided that we would do something similar, which we will call the segment 314 Tell Us More. And it's a series of questions that every guest will get at the end of the episode. So we thought we would do the questionnaire ourselves.
Yeah. Let you guys hear a couple of our answers. And so for each episode, obviously we said we're going to have a different guest each time from a different high school, how their business that they're in now, how they got it started, what their high school experience, if that tied in any way to, what they're currently doing in St. Louis for St. Louis. And then, so it'll be lighthearted, easy conversations, but this is just to kind of have a fun chat close out that everybody can look forward to at the end. And we came up with these questions on our own. Obviously, some of them are your basic questions, but there's quite a few that we came up with that we just came up with that I'm very curious to hear.
To know the personality.
Yeah.
Beyond the business or entrepreneurship, and get to the heart or the quirkiness of the person, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So, who wants to go first?
Let's let you go first.
Okay.
All right. So here's the first question that we will be asking each guest at the close of every episode. Elaine, if you could have 3 dinner guests, living or dead, who is coming for dinner and why?
So on probably any given day, and this is going to be different, but I have one that's always the staple, who's always coming to dinner. And that is my man, my boyfriend, Bill Murray.
Oh, nice.
Bill Murray. You gotta love Bill.
Bill's he attends a couple Cardinals games every now and then.
Yeah, I think he's got ties to Kansas City.
Is that what it is?
I thought it was, yeah.
Maybe.
Or maybe it's Chicago. I don't know. But I do know.
I know I've seen him.
Yeah.
I've seen him.
He travels around the area from time to time.
Yeah.
The second guest who's coming to dinner, I would have to say Carl Jung.
Okay.
Because I am a kind of psychology nerd, and he was kind of like the godfather of this kind of, psychology of the soul.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a
my
good one.
third one, I always try and like think of a woman. Who's like a woman I would have?
I don't know.
I
I
really,
know who mine would be.
I
Wouldn't
really
be who yours would be,
like
though.
Juliette Lewis.
Yeah, well, you also so remind me of her.
Really?
You know, the way I've told you this a million times.
Have you? I don't remember.
The look, your voice, and like your mannerisms and the way you guys deliver. Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Alex,
who
my
that
husband
is.
thinks this too.
Oh, okay.
You
Well,
guys can let us know if she reminds you
she's
of Juliet,
psychotic and quirky and
but in like the
just,
best way.
yeah, like a badass, just like,
Doesn't give a shit.
yeah, like a
Yeah.
rocker. I don't know if you've ever seen her rock band.
I have not, but I've heard about
She's
it.
just out there in
Yeah.
the best way possible. So I think that Bill Murray, Carl Young, Juliette Lewis.
Yeah.
Boom.
Done.
Anna, you.
Okay.
Same question.
My 3 guests. Number 1, JC. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I
I
gotta know. I have so many questions that I need to ask.
Yeah.
Like, are you for real? Like, you know, you guys know, the questions I'd be asked. Like,
Yeah.
come on, tell me what really happened. Tell me what.
I definitely thought of that one.
Tell me what, how it all actually went down.
Yeah.
When it went down with you.
Love it.
Second, and this is kind of sad because this would have been, and I'm not just saying this because this recently happened, but Catherine O'Hara
Oh,
would have been at my dinner table just because I love her so much. I always have. Huge Christopher Guest
Yeah.
fan, Waiting for Guffman, Best in Show. Like, there's so many things that she just, even I watched Orange County the other day and I forgot like
I
her
watched
role
Best
in
in
that.
Show the
Yeah.
other day.
And like playing his mom, and she's just like a wino who just is all over the place, and she's just
R.I.P.
so
Catherine.
great.
But
R.I.P.
you know,
Catherine.
an embolism, there's way worse ways to go. I heard that.
Is that what it was? I hadn't actually heard.
Yeah, she had an embolism, and I've heard that.
Pulmonary?
Well, it started in the lung.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I think it normally travels.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know, don't quote me, but yes, it was an embolism, and from what I understand, that's a pretty like
peaceful.
You're there and then you're not.
Yeah. So no long-term suffering. Well, that's good. I didn't know that they actually came out with it yet. And then my third person would be, this kind of goes back to my, my true crime obsession and actually what got me into true crime.
Don't say Jeffrey Dahmer.
No way.
Okay.
It's again, just showing like what non-typical children we were. I am a Jack the Ripper enthusiast, not enthusiast that I'm like, oh, what he did was great. I would love to be able to call myself a ripperologist. There are such things. There are people who study him and that is their career, and they study the times and everything that's going around. I'm not a ripperologist at all, by the way. There's not even, could I slightly meet that criteria. So if anybody out there says I called myself one, I promise I didn't. But yeah, I stayed home from school when I think it was about 9, and happened to catch this documentary on Jack the Ripper on the Discovery Channel, and was just like, holy what? Like, just completely enthralled, completely obsessed with it. I don't know many 9-year-olds that start researching Jack the Ripper, but I did. And Patricia Cornwall, if anyone knows Patricia Cornwall, has delved very deeply in the Jack the Ripper world and written a lot about him. She's got a theory about who he was that I can get behind-ish, sort of. I'm a little not fully there. But anyways, the research she's done is phenomenal. So I would love to pick her brain on my boy Jack and find out. I'm convinced that I'm going to solve the case at some point.
Oh.
Yeah. And
we'll
it's
do an episode about it.
I will. And I want to do that like around like, you know, he's not a Halloween guy, but maybe closer to like spooky season. But it'll be a multi-episode because boy, do I have info on that guy.
Well, I would love my Carl Young to meet your dinner guests.
Yeah.
the Ripper. That would be an interesting.
Well, I don't want to
thing
meet
come-
Jack the Ripper. I want to
Oh.
meet Patricia Cornwall,
Oh,
who's
okay.
written about Jack the Ripper
Got it.
and done amazing, like extensive research, written
We
books
might
on
have
Jack
to
the
have
Ripper. Yeah, no,
dinner
I don't want.
security of Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, definitely don't want him here.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Nope.
Question number 2. If you could insert yourself into a scene of a movie, what scene and what movie?
I'm gonna cheat because I am picking 2. I know, and you can. I'm not normally gonna let people do this, but this is our podcast, so we get to do it. We get to
Do
have
I get
2.
2?
You can have 2. You
Okay.
can have 2. Okay, but my number 1, my first one, is the masquerade ball scene in the movie Labyrinth. If you don't know the movie Labyrinth, that is with David Bowie, Jennifer Connelly. It is an 80s movie. It is absolutely iconic. It is amazing. Bowie sings all the music. And then there's this phenomenal scene where he gives her, or he has another character give her a poison peach, and it gets her in this like dreamland. And she's in this masquerade ball, and everybody's got like the creepy, like eyes wide shut masks on, and they're in big ball gowns, and he's like singing a song about how much he loves her, but she's like, I'm scared of you, and I'm 16 and you're like 40. And it's the coolest, best scene. I love anything gothic, masquerade-y, anything like that. So number 1, Labyrinth, masquerade ball scene. Number 2, and I mean, I don't know if I could call it number 2 because it's like equally up there with number 1, is the party scene in Boogie Nights when Dirk goes to Dirk Diggler goes to Burt Reynolds' house for the first time, and everybody's, there's bars of all kinds of goodies just set up all over the place, but like, where you could have no repercussions for partaking in any of those bars of goodies. But that party just is so freaking cool. Everybody's half naked, and it just looks like, it's like classic 70s.
That's a
before
party. That's
shit.
That's a good party, half naked.
If I could, in the 70s at that time, and I'd have to be like in peak shape, but yeah.
See, 70s, I feel like
clothing, fashion, culture, dig it.
For sure.
So yeah, that would be my second one. I'd go party with Dirk Diggler and the rest of the Boogie Nights crew.
Love it.
What about you?
Well, I didn't know I could pick 2 now.
Well,
no, I have one that always comes to mind just because it was effing mind blowing when I saw it. But it's not a movie, but it might as well be. So it is Game of Thrones when Jon Snow is in the middle of the field, and who is the Bolton army is coming at him.
Yeah, Sansa got
and he's a
Littlefinger's army.
Well, you ruined
it.
Oh,
sorry. Sorry.
But Jon Snow's in the middle of the field with his sword, and he thinks he's fighting this army on his own. And then you hear the horns blow, and the Knights of the Vale come to the rescue.
You want to be a part of that? Like getting beat up and stuff?
I just think it's like a metaphor for, I don't know, like you think that you're standing alone in a storm.
You're fighting the world.
Like you're loyal, like people come and rescue. I don't know. That could be just like a metaphor for me. But it was powerful when I saw it.
Oh my God.
I was like, holy shit, this is the most cinematic. Like, So
that's a good
I don't know. There was something about that really
tugs at your heartstrings.
It does. Yeah.
Jon Snow will do that to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Third question. You're taking out of town guests to dinner in St. Louis. Where are you bringing them and why?
God,
what
I'm
dish?
such a loser. I never go out. That's why I'm excited to have some restaurant tours on, so I can I really primarily stay in my bubble. But I would say that our families go to, and this was a staple for us growing up, is Palmanos. I don't even know if I should say it because it's such a kept secret, like tucked in the heart of Chester.
But if you haven't experienced it, I mean, oh my God,
It's
food.
it's
Their food is
amazing,
insane.
authentic. I think it's like, is it Sicilian Italian or I'm not sure.
I don't
no,
know. It's
but
really good Italian. I
yeah,
know that.
amazing food, great vibe, wonderful ambiance. Like,
Great staff.
yeah, it's small. They've expanded a little bit, but it still feels intimate. And if you want good Italian, if you want to just have a nice little nook, a nice night out, that's a place. That's our go-to.
Yeah, that's a great one. Love it too. Our family, we grew up very close to it. So both of our families would go to that restaurant
Yeah.
on the regular. I would do, I got, again, more than one. I'm j- well, you can
You're really taking liberties here.
I am, but so like first one I would do in Palmanos. I'm going to go ahead and say like, your food, I'm tied to it, but I'm thinking Gito's just because you can get down in the hill into that neighborhood. Gito's food is always phenomenal. But you get that like St. Louis Hill
Yeah.
vibe. You get like the atmosphere of it, and the hill is so unique and so fun. And every time I'm in it, like I almost feel like I'm in Queens. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
feel
you're
like,
like exporting something.
it's
Yeah.
not, it doesn't, well, and that's again what just makes St. Louis so awesome is that every neighborhood is different. And that would be for like, get your toasted ravioli there, get your Italian fix there, because St. Louis has an amazing array of Italian restaurants.
Shout out to T-Rabs.
Whoop. And then second one, probably just Broadway Oyster Bar, just for like the
You've always liked
ambiance.
that.
I love
Yeah,
the
you've
Oyster
always
Bar.
been a big fan.
And back in my partying days, like I loved going there before games. There's shit written all over the walls. It looks like dingy on the inside. The food actually is really good too. But it's just a great like St. Louis. You're probably not in Soulard yet.
Yeah.
It's on the border because it is really close to the stadium. But just to kind of show like this is a St. Louis bar. This is fun. This is how we do it. And yeah. So that would be more for just ambiance purposes. But yeah,
those are good ones.
Gito's Oyster Bar.
I like it.
Okay. If you could do any job or career other than the one that you have now.
Well, you've already said.
Yeah.
Well, which one? Would you be a lawyer or a rippeteer? What did you call it?
Ripperologist. Well, I was asking you the question, but I can ask myself.
Me, really, really love what I do currently with working in mental health and especially with veterans. I think if I could do it all over again, I would just do it in a larger capacity.
Yeah. Started earlier,
maybe, get my licenses or a doctorate or something like that. But taking care of people, like I've always been called to nursing. I'm a certified end of life doula, so like those things
I didn't
don't
even know
really bother me. I like walking people through these transitions of life. So I would do what I am currently doing, just on a larger scale.
Pretty awesome that it's exactly like you if you, what is it? If you do what you love, you never work a day in your life, that whole thing. Yeah, no, I would do, well, I already like, I'm not a ripperologist, but like I am on, I go through cycles. Like I'll get off the case for a few months and then I go back into like a new deep dive and then I'm reading like all this other stuff on it. So that's like that's my side chick, is the whole Jack the Ripper case. But yeah, honestly, I've always been interested in crime again.
What about like forensics?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, so I don't know if it would be, I do love the law side of it too, though. I find that fascinating. Like I love watching these court cases, and I do, believe it or not, enjoy reading court transcripts, which most people would be like, that is
criminal
the most
defense attorney
boring shit. It would be. I would go criminal defense. I wouldn't go prosecutor, which most people are probably like, oh, you're a piece of shit. No, I would go criminal defense because I believe in due process, and I believe that there are a lot innocent unless proven guilty, and I'll explain why I said unless instead of until. But you gotta check the government. I could name you 5 different cases right now where I'm telling you, the people that are convicted or were just convicted, they did not do this. And we think that doesn't still happen today. Oh boy, does it happen. And the criminal defense lawyers are there as the checks and balances to the prosecution, to the government, to check and make sure everybody's doing everything on the up and up, because way more people than you'd want to believe get put behind bars that shouldn't be today. And again, I'm thinking of like 4 that are currently happening right now, which blows my mind because I would have thought that was a thing in the past, and
I feel
it isn't.
like this is the only instance where I see a semblance of a type A personality coming out.
In me, it's there. I have it, but like,
yeah, but this like shows that.
Yeah, it can ruffle its feathers, the type A in me. So yeah, but then also I know like this is crazy too, but I mean, some form of law enforcement, does totally fascinate me. One of my favorite movies, again, if you guys know me, Silence of the Lambs. Clarice Starling, one of the greatest female characters, if not the greatest female character of all time. This shit just fascinates me, man. The whole forensic side of it.
I've always liked the psychological profiling. Like I always want to know what makes you tick. Like where did these tendencies and behavioral, like maladaptive behaviors come from?
Same.
So
it'd be something in that realm. Okay. What is your favorite St. Louis sports moment and why?
You already know.
I mean, I think it's the same one.
You already know.
Oh, it's not the same one.
No. Anna.
Yeah, no.
St. Louis Blues winning the Stanley Cup. I was at game 6. We totally shit the bucket on that one. I was so bummed because that was our home game. I wanted to win it when I was there, but we pulled it out, and that's just classic Blues. Yeah. Leaving it down to the wire. But specifically, like up top at the wheelhouse, when the Blues were up there hoisting the cup, I had a little heart-to-heart with Benner. Yeah. Before he kind of like realized what the hell just happened. And he was just so down to earth, and like you could see him like processing, you know, like this is
in real time.
Yeah.
Like, sinking into it.
It was just amazing to have that like little moment where we talked and was like, you did this, dude. Yeah. You know, so, and just hockey for life. And that was it for me. Yep. Blues Stanley Cup. Question.
Yes. And obviously that is up there. That was, choosing between the two. But I gotta go Freeze. Yeah. That bottom of the Grand Slam heard around the world. Like, I mean, this kid from St. Louis, hometown kid from St. Louis comes up. It's all riding on him. Everybody's like standing there like, oh my God, he's got to do it. He has to do this. He can't fuck this up. He's got to do it. And then did he do it, man? Just knocked it out.
Satchmo's the night that happened?
No.
I feel like I was
in Los Angeles when that happened.
Okay.
But I was watching it, by God.
But the place went
insane. I mean, the whole city went insane for days, just like after the Blues. Yeah. So
those are good ones.
Yeah, there you can't. Yeah,
we have some really cool sports moments here, which both oddly enough had like these hometown heroes in it. Okay, so this is a question that I just came up with like 2 nights ago.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't recognize this.
Do you?
Spilled water.
Okay, so what's one personal truth or hot take you're standing on right now? Do you know what a hot take is?
No, I do not.
See, we have to teach Anna these pop culture and like lingo slang. Help me out. You
said you stay in your bubble. I stay in my bubble quite a bit.
All right.
Okay, so personal truth.
Okay, so this is one that you could get, like a personal truth or like something that you live by. And
like
then
a motto.
a hot take is like something that's out of pocket. For example, like a conspiracy theory or something like outlandish that you believe in. That might be controversial. It's like a controversial take.
Yeah.
A hot take.
Well, I have many. I'm a huge conspiracy theorist. I'm not going to go down that road right now, though. This is the first episode. Don't want to get, or first pre-show show.
Scare them away.
I don't want to scare anybody away yet or come on too strong, but big conspiracy theorist over here.
We'll wear tinfoil hats on that episode.
Yes, we will. And we will talk about them. And yeah, I definitely want to do an episode of that. Personal truth. I mean, you know, the last 5 years, personally, I've done a lot of personal digging, soul searching, and really discovered a lot about myself. And something that I will always live by is just be true to yourself. Don't try to be anybody else. I'm a very, what you see is what you get. You're not gonna, I don't sugarcoat things. I'm pretty blunt. I don't hold back any secrets, really. I've got filler in my face and filler in my lips, and I'm fine with that. Like, I would never be like, oh God, no, I don't do that. Like,
we'll cut that out.
That's not me. No, for real. I am like
joking.
As open as possible, and that I always can, you know, if you're not being honest, then take a hike. Yeah. So that's just something that works for me personally.
Okay.
And then, yeah, honesty within myself and
you want to give
others.
Give us one hot take.
I don't think we landed on the moon. I definitely don't think we landed on the moon.
There's no way.
No, we didn't. We didn't do that.
What about pandas or humans in panda costumes?
I don't believe that one. I don't believe it.
I watched some videos and I'm like,
I can see where they're going with it, but no, I do believe pandas are real.
But that's a funny one.
Yeah.
To rabbit.
That is a good one. But yeah, the moon landing. Nope. I've seen multiple interviews of Buzz Aldrin. Granted, he had a few, but I mean, he's straight up like, no, didn't happen. Didn't happen. We didn't do that.
Yeah.
Plus many other things, but that was the first one that came to mind. Okay. I do not believe we landed on the moon, and I am standing by that.
I do too. I'm in your, you know, I'm on your side, your camp on this. I just don't want to go down.
Yeah, no, not right now. We'll get weird on you guys later.
Yeah.
Okay, last question.
You didn't ask me.
Oh shit, sorry. What is my bad.
What am I, John Liver?
Sorry. What is your personal truth or what is a hot take?
Oh God. I didn't like pregame this.
Your question.
I know, but I've been busy. I got shit to do. Personal truth. I'm not gonna go, you know, sentimental on this one. You should eat your steak medium rare.
Yeah.
Or else you just ruin it.
Yeah.
Medium rare or below.
Yeah.
If you go above,
no.
Like I like mine mooing.
Yes.
If I am with somebody that orders a medium well steak, I am side-eyeing you.
Yeah.
I am judging you.
1,000%.
My personal truth.
I don't trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah. At all.
My personal truth is you have to order your steak.
Yeah.
Medium rare.
Mid-rare.
Or below.
Yep. Agreed.
Cut.
Yeah.
Hot take. That could be.
That could be. I was just going to say that could be. That's just common sense, though. I don't know if that's a hot take.
That's common sense. But hot take. This is going to go down a whole rabbit hole too.
That's okay.
I don't know.
We don't have to go down. We can.
I kind of believe in like the Akashic records and soul contracts and like possible like reincarnation, that you don't get to meet God or meet your maker until you have learned like an earthly lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have died and you haven't completed like your
Purpose.
earthly lesson or your purpose, or being as close to the image of God that God wanted you to be, you will come back and reincarnate and you will find similar lessons in your next life. And
I'm going to blow your mind on this one. I agree with that.
okay.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I have my own little tweaks and variations, but
Yeah.
my overall thought is very similar to that.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah. Good deal. Freak minds
Great.
think alike.
I know, right? Okay, last one. We're almost done.
This is the last one. Okay. Best advice you were ever given.
I think one that really I'm living by right now that's really, really helped me over the last year is how you do anything is how you do everything.
Mhm.
Meaning, like, if you cut corners, skimp on the small stuff, you're not going to be prepared to go balls to the wall on the big stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you fuck off during practice, you're not prepared for the game.
Right.
So anything that you say yes to, you give your energy to, you got to do it like it's
Your last day on earth.
yeah, like your details matter, attention, like all of that. Yeah, it's kind of like the go big or go home,
Yeah.
but with anything that you say yes to. So how you do anything is how you do everything. That's mine right now.
Love it. Totally agree with it. Whatever you commit to, commit 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's perfect. Is it my turn?
Yep.
For best advice?
That's advice.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, well, two things. Again, two things. The Joker. I'm quoting the Joker. If you're good at something, never do it for free. That's one thing. And then the second one is pretty much what I said before, just being honest with yourself,
Yeah.
honest with those around you. If you're not honest with yourself first, you're not going to be honest with those around you. You're not going to come off authentic. You're not going to come off genuine. It's going to be a more phony vibe. I'm not a big fan of when I first meet people getting a phony vibe. So I just like authentic people who are themselves and don't really give a shit what anybody else thinks. I know I don't.
Yeah. I like the messy, unfiltered, kind of like unhinged train wrecks
Yeah.
much more than I like the buttoned up Stepford.
Well, we identify more with them maybe. Because we like all of you. We like the type A's. We like the type B's.
Well, I'm an unhinged type A.
You
I'm
are an
just
unhinged
saying,
type.
like, I really like when people show their human.
Yes.
I don't need a
Perfection.
filtered, watered down version of you.
Nothing.
Give it all to me.
Yep. The messiest, nastiest parts.
I
that's
want
what
to
we wanna see.
receive you as you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
Great. Well,
Okay.
that is our 314 Tell Us More segments. And let's wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We hope you guys get to know us a little bit better throughout this episode. I hope we didn't scare you away. If you were scared of this one, just don't even tune in.
Buckle up.
And if you should be a guest, or if you know someone who should be a guest, reach out to us because we only know what we know.
Right.
And we want to hear from people
Everybody
that aren't in our orbit
Right.
yet. So, Anna, where can people find us? What are our socials? What are we going to be putting there?
So you can find us on Facebook at Where Did You Go to High School Podcast, or on Instagram at WYGTHS Podcast STL. So it's on Instagram at WYGTHS Podcast STL. And we will also be linking our YouTube page.
Our email address will be linked onto our socials. You can also send us a message right through our socials, and we check those on the
all,
daily and
all the
often.
time.
So yes, we will cross-reference everything on our socials. So if you don't know where to go, find Facebook, find Instagram, and they'll all interlink with each other. But we're super excited to have these conversations with our peeps, our tribe in St. Louis.
Fellow St. Louisans.
Yes. And like I said, if you or someone you know should be a guest, hit us up and stay tuned because we have our first legit episode coming up.
And we'll keep giving updates too. So
all right,
don't worry about that.
Tune in.
Tune in.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Peace out.
Bye, guys.